All right, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's conversation is about objects. Now, in its simplest form, an object in Salesforce is simply a database table. Now, you have two types of objects. You have standard objects, which obviously come preloaded into Salesforce. Those are things like leads, contacts, opportunities, accounts, campaigns, products, price books, etc. You can also make custom objects to create custom applications or essentially to create custom functionality within your Salesforce instance. Now, I have a whole nother video on working with custom objects, how to get them set up and how to build custom fields within those custom objects. But I want to go back to kind of the basics of what an object is. So like I said at the outset, an object is a database table. And when you think about a database table, the easiest way to visualize this is to visualize a spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet, for example. So each column that you have within your table, within your object, is actually a field. So a field is basically a type of data or a piece of data that you can store, but it's not the data itself, right? So each column is a field, and each row within that same table is actually a record. So we're basically translating the vocabulary of spreadsheets to the vocabulary of Salesforce, right? So again, an object is a table, a column is a field, and a row is a record. And what that means is that the confluence of a column and a row, which is a cell on a spreadsheet, is actually a piece of data on a record in a table in Salesforce. So let's put this into an example, right? Let's say that I want to create a custom object that tracks invoices, for example. Well, my table is going to be, my object is going to be called invoice, right? And I'm going to store custom fields on that. For example, I might have a due date for my invoice and I might have an amount. So each of those is going to be a column on my table or a custom field in my custom object. Now, each time I create an invoice and I put in a due date and I put in an amount, I'm creating a row on my spreadsheet. And what I'm creating in Salesforce would be a record of that invoice custom object. Now, if I have a specific invoice and its due date is July 1st, and its amount is $100, then I have specific cell values in that spreadsheet. And what that means is I have specific values on a record of that custom object. So again, just to sum this all up, anytime you're thinking about objects within Salesforce, imagine a database table, imagine an Excel spreadsheet, and remember those three kind of very important words that we have: columns, rows, and cells, and those correspond to fields, records, and datums, or data, if you will, which are values that exist on those records. So that's all for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.